What's up, homies? What's up, homies? Here we are, here we are, here we are. Here we are again. We're back in black. Back in black. Bump, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. What's up? If you're here, let me say hello. Let's say hello. Just say hello. What's up, XYZ, man? Let's go, dude. What's up? Hell yeah, you are subbed. Let go. Let's go. What's up, dude? Who's here? Who's up in the mix? Hey, girl. What's up, motherfuckers? Let's go. What are y'all doing? Who's come up in here? If you're here, please just say hello. 'Cause I want to know what beautiful humans are in the stream. If you're fucking here, then say hello. What's up, Lisa Brown? Hell yeah. Astro Strange is in the house. We've got Eternity in the house. XYZ, man. What's up? Nobody's saying nothing on Facebook yet. What's up, Facebook? Hey, Love Aura Rain, what's up? C Porter, what's up? You guys got me for roughly about 90 minutes today. I got a whole bunch of merch to make today, bro. I'm not sure, depending on how much merch and if I get everything I'm supposed to be done. We will have a stream tomorrow evening, okay? For everybody who is up in here, we will have a stream for tomorrow evening. What's up? It's a sunny day over there. Let's go. Team Human, what's up? Where you at? Drop Team Human in the comments if you're here, bro. What's up? We just, cheers, mate. Top of the morning to you, partner. Top of the diddy diddy booty da baba dibby doo baba de boat but that morning to you. I don't know if you guys can feel it already or just get the vibe from me, but I'm kind of in a little funky, weird, trippy human mood today. I don't actually know where this stream is going to end, bro. I've got a whole bunch of clips that I pulled up that I just want to have some little discussions about. It's all sorts of different topics. TJ, what's up, player? What's up, bro? I love you, homie. I hope that you're doing well. I've worried about you for so long, bro. I just hope that you're doing good, and I want you to know you can do hard things, homie. Please just watch. If you're on Facebook, please, you can go to either one of the Twitch or YouTube, but I'm also on YouTube as well at Trip Over Drip. If you're on YouTube, just stay on YouTube. We need some people over there engaging in the chat, smashing the like button. Trip Over Drip, all one word on YouTube, the platform, and it looks way differently than what you're seeing on Facebook right here. Yeah, and then Trip Over Drip on Twitch as well. Team Sorta Human, hell yeah, I like that. It's 9:57 a.m. here. Where are you guys located? How is it going? How's the weather over there? You know what I'm saying? If everybody on Twitch could just hop over to freaking YouTube real quick, do the do's, you know what I mean? Hit the button, say hello, smash the shits, and then you can just transfer back over to Twitch if you would like. It's up to you. Maybe just help me out on the YouTube. Here, we can even go like this to show it to everybody. Go like this, go like this, go like this. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Trip Over Drip on YouTube, all one word. If you go over to the YouTube, if you go over to the Trip Over, look, we just have to refresh it, but it says we're streaming. There's 2 people watching right now. I'm at 871 subs. If you're on Facebook, could you possibly please jump over to this YouTube and just hit the subscription, bro? I've got a goal for 1,000 subscribers. Brooke Rushton, hello there, sister. Top of the morning to you. Much love sending your way. I appreciate the kind words. I crack myself up too. I'm kind of one of those weird humans where I laugh at myself a lot. But yeah, we're going to be here for at least 90 minutes or so. Like I said, if you're on Facebook If you want, it's a way better stream. It's a way, it's just different, I think. I'm not trying to get you to leave Facebook, but the first step would just be to go over to Trip Over Drip on YouTube and then check out the stream there.
First step would just be to go over to Trip Over Drip.
Boom. See how it looks differently? You got my little screen over here, and then it's showing my computer screen right here. You got the chat underneath. It's just way better. Personally, I think that it's way better than Facebook, to be honest. I just think that the structure looks better. I mean, you can see on Facebook. It's all right. You could chill. You could hang. How are y'all doing today? You are the alien. What's up, Ashley Brown, Nicole? Let's see, Nicholas, Static Shock, Jessica Gunn, what's up? Love Aura, Trevor Nevels, Jerry Moses, what's up? Hell yeah, Pepe the Frog, what's up, dude? I want to go swimming. We got a pool over in my house, bro. My kids are burnt up, dude. Drop the link, okay? Let me get the link real fast. Whoa, let me get the link. Whoa, let me get the link. Please don't go while I get the link. Please don't go while I get the link. Here it is. Bam! There's the Trip Over Drip link right there, bro, for YouTube. If you hit over to YouTube, please just put please just put a yellow, a green, and a red heart in either YouTube or Twitch's chat if you come over from Facebook. All right, we gotta get going, bro. We gotta get going, bro. Hey, we got one already. Another 872. We're almost to 1,000, bro. We're almost to 1,000, bro. Yeah. Yes, you can interact on YouTube. You can chat. You can like the thing. There's a bunch of people that are on Team Human already up in the YouTube. I personally think that YouTube just does better justice to the viewer. I think it looks better over there. I think the interaction's better over there. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Team Human, up over here on Twitch? Let's go. You guys ready to get in here or what? You guys ready to get down? You guys are ready to get down. You guys ready for today's mindful message? I don't think you guys really know what's going to happen. I appreciate you, Nicole Dean. Let's go. Let's get into this mindful message, okay? You know how I do. We be bouncing all over from left to right, up and down, in and out, in all sorts of dimensions over here on Trip Over Drip. But every single time I get on the live stream, I just want to leave you with something that you can take with you if it applies. And so I have created these things called a mindful message that I do in the beginning. If this is your first mindful message, I hope this helps. Whoever it is that it needs to help, I hope that you're here. I think they call her Lucy. But yeah. What if I told you that most people live their entire lives and never actually breathe? Not the automatic, shallow chest puff while we doom scroll. I'm talking about the kind of breath that changes your chemistry, your energy field, and your reality. If you already feel your body reacting to that, could you please just drop breathe in the comments so I know that you're here with me and you're not just watching on autopilot? And let me just specify, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a neurodivergent pattern recognizer who started connecting the dots between breath, the nervous system, and the way our energy shows up in the world. So here's what I see. Most humans are stuck on default breathing. Shallow, short inhales, barely any exhale, chest doing all the work while your diaphragm is half asleep. Physiologically, that keeps your body flirting with fight or flight. Your heart rate stays slightly elevated. Stress hormones just start to hang around. Your vagus nerve, the main brake pedal for your nervous system, really never gets a chance to fully even kick in. So you think that you're anxious, you're broken, or you're not spiritual enough, but half the time, your body is just starved of the signal that says, we are safe enough to receive at this moment. And that signal is your breath. On the body level, intentional breathing is wild. When you slow your breath to around 5 or 6 full breaths per minute, deep in, slow out, studies show that your heart rate variability increases. That's a marker of resilience and your nervous system flexibility. Your vagus nerve lights up, which is shifting you from fight or flight into rest, digest, and regenerate. Your heart and lungs drop into some kind of coherent rhythm where everything moves in a smoother, more efficient pattern. Some research even shows certain breath practices can voluntarily influence your immune and stress responses, like big releases of adrenaline paired with anti-inflammatory effects. In plain language, conscious breathing lets you grab the steering wheel of a system that you were told was automatic. You can literally talk to your heart, to your hormones, and to your immune system with each exhale and inhale. Now, that was just about biology. If you're still here and you want me to go into the energetic aspect of breath work, please just drop Team Human in the chat. Now, let's zoom out, though, to this energy, right? It's all vibration and energy. Your lungs are not just, you are not just lungs and blood. You are an electromagnetic field, an aura, generated in part by your heart and your nervous system. When your breath is ragged and rushed, your field is like a staticky radio, jumpy, incoherent, hard to tune into. When you breathe slowly, fully, and rhythmically, especially with longer exhales, your heart rate gently rises on the inhale and falls on the exhale. And that rhythm shows up as more coherent in your HRV. Energetically, that's your signal smoothing out. Your vibe literally becomes more ordered, more grounded, and more stable. If you've ever walked into a room and immediately felt calmer around someone for no logical reason, that's field coherence. Intentional breathing is how you tune your signal so that your presence starts saying, we're safe, we're here, we're connected, long before your mouth will ever even open. If that clicks something in you, you could also just drop the word coherent in the comments, so I know I caught you in this transmission. And you guys know that I'm freaking obsessed with quantum physics, so let's just get a little quantum. Not as like fake proof, but as like a metaphor. I miss you too, Cody. I'm glad that you're here. At the smallest scales, reality isn't a bunch of solid marbles. It's waves and probabilities, fields of potential that become specific things when there's interaction, when there's observation. Your breath is how your consciousness docks into your body and into this moment. Every shallow, unconscious breath is like a low-resolution observation of your life. Half here, half gone, barely touching the present. But every deep, full, and intentional breath is like saying, collapse the wave function here. I choose to fully occupy this present moment. Not the past that hurt me. Not the fantasy future that scares me. This breath, this inhale, this exhale, this body, this room. You're not changing quantum experiments in a lab. You're changing the quality of your observation of your own existence. And in a participatory universe, that matters, bro. Cheers. Here's the part where most people miss. Breathwork is not about escaping your body. Breathwork's about re-entering it. Trauma, chronic stress, shame, they all teach you the same survival strategy. Leave. Leave your chest, leave your belly, leave your sensations. Live up in your head, in your fantasies, in your predictions, and your breath follows. It gets thin, fast, vertical. But when you begin to breathe deep down into your diaphragm, feeling your belly rise, slowing your exhale until the whole system goes, and right there, you're doing something spiritually massive. You're telling your body, I'm back. It's safe enough now for me to live here. Research on trauma-informed breathwork shows that it can help shift people out of chronic survival mode, lowering cortisol, easing sympathetic overdrive, and supporting emotional regulation. Spiritually, that's soul revival, one breath at a time. So when I talk about raising your vibration, I'm not imagining glitter and angel wings. I'm imagining a human being who slows their breathing, increases their heart rate variability, activates their vagus nerve, brings their heart, lungs, and brain into a smoother rhythm. And by doing that, they turn their whole entire field into a calmer, clearer, loving broadcast. You become the person in the room whose nervous system whispers to everyone else, hey, bro, you can relax a little bit. We're not under attack at this moment. You can actually feel this life. That is the real flex, homie. If you want somewhere to start, make it stupidly simple, bro. Just inhale through your nose for 4 to 5 seconds. Exhale through your nose for 6 to 8 seconds. Aim for about 5 to 6 breaths per minute. And do this like for 5 to 10 minutes a day. You'll be able to see immediately what happens in your sleep, your reactivity, your anxiety, your creative flow. And pay attention to the energetic side too, like how people will respond to you, how rooms feel when you walk into them, how much easier it is to hear your own intuition when your body isn't screaming danger all of the time. Because at the end of the day, breath work is taking back sacred control from the automatic mode. It's you saying, if my next reality is partly shaped by how present I am, then I will use the oldest, simplest, and most powerful tool that I have, this breath, to come fully online. One inhale, one exhale, one tiny quantum of I choose to be here at a time. So today I challenge you to do some intentional breathing today. I love you, Team Human. Bam! What's up, dude? How was that? What's up, dude? How was that, dude? How was that? Just so you guys know, these mindful messages, you've probably been seeing them on my channel. These are the videos that I'd be posting of a clip of the mindful message, because I just want to get this mindful message out every single day. Your breath is magical, player. Like, really think about that. Your breath is magical. You're breathing in consciousness, because the second you stop breathing, the first thing you lose is you pass out. You fall unconscious. You fall unconscious. Dang, we got 7 people up over here on YouTube. If you're here on YouTube, say what's up. We've got 8 people up over here on Facebook. Say what's up. Melissa Clark is in the motherfucking house, boy. Today is the best day. Today is the best day it could possibly be, because today is the only day that exists. So it has to be the best, because you're here, alive, coherent, breathing, conscious enough that you're conscious, to be able to pay attention to your consciousness. It's called metacognition. There's not very many animals on planet Earth that are able to think about their thoughts. Just really sit with that for a second. Think about your thoughts. It's your superpower, bro. That's how we're able to change our behaviors and to align our frequencies and our vibration to the way that we need to, is because we're able to think about our thoughts. Love you, babe. Queen Trip's in the house. Queen Trip's in the house. 10 people on YouTube. Let's go. 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 Okay. Okay, guys. We're up in the mix. First and foremost, let me just tell Facebook right here too. Mexico is tuning in. Grand Rising family, what's up? If you're here on Facebook, say hello. If you are on Facebook, you can come over to Trip Over Drip on YouTube. Hang out over there. We got 10 peeps over on YouTube. We've got 17 peeps over on Twitch. Hell yeah, that's 27 people. Imagine being in a room with 27 people. That's kind of crazy. That's a lot of people. Thank you for being here. I love every single one of you. Twitch is the same thing. It's just Trip Over Drip on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? It's showing that I'm live right now. You know what I mean? Trip Over Drip on Twitch. Oh yeah, what do you know about the Gateway Project? Ooh. But I had some clips over here on this old X feed that I wanted to just go over. You know who this guy is? Grand old Ian Carroll. What's up? Hell yeah. Thank you for Tube and Twitch. Let's go. Hello from Seattle. How's it going today? What's going down? Arizona's in the house. Let's go. Heck yeah. Twitch, what's good, homies? What's good, homies? What's good, homies? Do you know who this guy is up on the screen? Old Ian Carroll, the legend, the GOAT. I love you too, Richie Rose. Prestige worldwide. Why? Well, let's just hear what old Ian Carroll's got to say. Like I said, I don't know what we're getting into. Hello from Scotland. Damn, Scotland. What's up, dude? Are you guys all in the Discord too? Hopefully you're in the Discord. Let me drop the Discord in the chat for everybody, bro. Let me just drop the Discord in the chat for everyone. Because the Discord is basically just a chat group, it's just a group chat with everyone that's on Team Human. Dang, that's bullshit. He didn't wave him. That's gay. There you go. There you go, Facebook. There's the Discord chat. There you go, YouTube. There's the Discord chat. Please join our Discord. We've got about, let's see here. Dang, we got 221 people all up in this Team Human group chat, bro. Let's see what Ian Carroll has to say, bro. This is an older video, but we're just gonna go ahead and just 1.25 the speed, and let's just get into this.
Ever wondered how we got to this point, where one of the biggest lobbying groups in America can openly brag that they are representing a foreign country? This is from AIPAC's website, but somehow they don't have to register under the FARA Act as someone acting on behalf of a foreign actor. They literally brag about how many millions they spent and about how 98% of their buying of our politicians was successful this election cycle. Did you know that they were actually this close to having to register as a foreign agent before a certain thing happened? Here, I'll show you, and I'll show you where you can find all these primary sources too. So if you go to this URL right here, israellobby.org/AZCDOJ, it's a history of when AIPAC almost had to register as a foreign agent. And back then, they were known as the American Zionist Council. Right there, the American Zionist Council. Well, it turns out that President John F. Kennedy was about to force them to register under FARA. And this is a history of all of the original documents that pertain to the legal case. And when you click on any of these links, it'll take you to original archived sources of the actual documents from the actual testimonies that you can read. Even cool little snippets like this that say federal lawyers are near a decision on whether to require the AZC to register as an agent of the Israeli government. And back in June and July of 1963, the federal government was nearing a decision requiring the American Zionist Council registering as an agent of the Israeli government. Americans of whatever faith believe firmly that America is their country and America alone. The Zionist lawyer, Mr. Lenvin, advised that public registration would be injurious to the American Zionist Council. You might notice that the Honorable Donald Rumsfeld was involved. And as 1963 went on, it all heated up. And by October of 1963, they were saying things like forms are enclosed for the use of the American Zionist Council in registering under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. But then what happened in November of 1963?
There's a cover-up that's about to happen here.
The president who was spearheading the whole thing just suddenly wasn't there anymore. And to be clear, I would never infer that Israel had anything to do with that whole thing. I'm just saying it was really convenient timing that it happened to turn out that way. And then in December of 1963, we get this document. As you know, our client is not prepared to register as an agent of foreign principal or to concede that it is subject to the registration requirement. December 11th, 1963. And to this day, the single most influential big money group in Democratic electoral politics is not registered as a foreign actor. Although the U.S. Justice Department clearly states that FARA requires the registration of anyone that represents the interests of the foreign principal before any agency or official of the U.S. government. All the rest of that also applies. That's just the most obvious statement. Because if they were registered under FARA, they would have to disclose where all the money's coming from. And they don't want to. So they just don't. And that's how we wind up with screens like this. And with AIPAC openly bragging on the internet about how they pay to get candidates to win, despite their policies being clearly unpopular with regular people in America. And that's why it's so important that we stop China from subverting our democracy by controlling what we see on our social media apps. You feel me?
You feel me? Who knew about that? Did anyone not know about that? Like, isn't it completely obvious, bro? Isn't it completely obvious? More people need to know that the only president to ever try and make it so Israel had to register as a foreign agent so that they couldn't influence our politics as representative of the people is Israel. And then JFK got assassinated, and they've never had to do that. They're actually the only country that doesn't have to say this allegedly $30 million that we used to pay for the Thomas and Massey election. We don't have to say that was Israel doing it. We can say that it was you guys doing it in American interests. Think what you will, feel how you feel, but that's just what it is. This is the video I was thinking about maybe playing at the end, where it's basically all the types of aliens explained in one single video. Greys, reptilians, the insectoids, the tall whites, the blue avians, the Anunnaki, the small greys, the mantids, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the alpha draconians. I think, though, we're going to save this one for the end. We'll save this one for the end. Oh, yeah, maybe we'll get to this one, too. This is a little bit longer one. It depends on what you guys are wanting to do, because I'm really here just for you guys. We can look at all of this stuff if you want. But this is a 14-minute video of when Alex Jones infiltrated Bohemian Grove worshiping Moloch in California. So we can set that one to the end, too. If we get to those, we get to those. Let's just hear what James Lee has to say.
Crazy. What is...
Bro, you ever seen...
Yo, that is crazy. What is that? They say alpha-gal syndrome is real. Lone Star tick bites can cause a serious meat allergy, but it's spreading naturally.
Collective Souls, what's up, Hume? What's up, dude? What's up, dude?
The ticks move north. There's zero evidence that it is a deliberate World Economic Forum, Bill Gates tick bomb plot. That's conspiracy nonsense. Okay, fine. It's conspiracy nonsense.
Do you think the ticks... The genetically modified ticks, do you think that it has something to do with population control, or you know, or is it just spontaneous, or is it biological warfare where they're putting these, I guess, this compound inside these ticks that they've modified to make it so when they bite humans, the human then gets allergic to red meat. So then maybe potentially everyone is going to be forced to eating lab-grown meat because cows cause the most CO2 emissions on planet Earth.
We're just crazy people over here. The only question that I have in response is, if it is just nonsense, why do they keep shoving it in our face, this conspiracy?
There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you will become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering.
Okay, you guys all heard that, right? We can address real-world problems with human engineering. Beneficial blood sucking. Yes, that is the actual title of the paper. And it's written by researchers at Western Michigan University. Say, quote, alpha-gal syndrome, AGS, is caused by being bitten by a Lone Star tick.
You're right. They can try, but Team Human is going to rise above. You know what I'm saying?
Sole primary effect of AGS is mammalian meat allergy, and there are no significant side effects of developing AGS. There's no significant side effects, no side effects at all, other than your entire diet being completely screwed up, but otherwise, all good. Herein, we have argued that AGS is a moral bioenhancer and that its promotion is morally...
You know what? This craziest thing that I've heard lately? Here's the craziest take. You guys ready for the craziest take, bro? The fucking DNA, 23andMe, Ancestry.com, all that bullshit was not actually because they give a fuck about your ancestry. It's because they're trying to find aliens' fucking DNA in the humans so they can track them down.
Obligatory. Among other things, that means that researchers have an obligation to develop the AGS carrying capacity of ticks, and that means human agents are obligated to
You guys think that's true? is that they're looking for the hybrid aliens that potentially have escaped, and so they're just brainwashing the whole planet to potentially take these DNA tests so that they can locate the ones that are been hybridized. You know what I'm saying?
Expose others to AGS and possibly Lone Star ticks, not to prevent the spread of AGS or Lone Star ticks, and to undermine attempts to cure AGS. Basically, these guys are just saying the quiet part out loud here. They are advocating for the modification of the Lone Star tick to make us allergic to red meat and publishing peer-reviewed papers in academic journals arguing that it would actually be unethical not to infect people with a red meat.
They're arguing that it would be unethical not to make people allergic to red meat so we can fucking all get allergic to red meat and be forced to eat lab-grown chicken. Lab-grown meat so that you will eat the bugs. Okay, let's get back over here. Whoa, Wall Street Apes. It's got 1.3 million followers. Take it as you will. This is just, you know, you get on the internet and you just like see this stuff. I don't know if any of this shit is true. I can feel certain things are true. Maybe you'll feel that this is true, but let's just read it and then we'll watch the little 30-second clip. Former director of the CIA, John Brennan, issued the visas of 15 of the 19 September 11th hijackers. Again, 15 out of the 19 visas issued to the 9/11 hijackers were issued by the man who would eventually become the director of the CIA. John Brennan was the CIA daily intelligence briefer for President Bill Clinton. In 1996, he was CIA station chief in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. John Brennan issued passports to the 9/11 hijackers. John Brennan became the director of the CIA. You can verify that he was in a position to influence all of this. Weird. Sounds a little bit more staged now. Sounds like more like an inside job now. Many of the people and even former officials have alleged that the U.S. intelligence community, including Brennan's station, downplayed warnings about Osama bin Laden in the 1990s.
The visa scandals are all over this. You know, it was John Brennan, as CIA station chief, by the way, in Saudi Arabia, in the run-up to 9/11, who together with the U.S. consulate issued the visas to 15 of the 19 9/11 hijackers. That was our visas. Now look, there were only 11 of the 19 were Saudis. They were actually giving Saudi visas to non-Saudis, and 15 of the 19. You can read all about this in the guy who ran the visa desk for that U.S. consulate is J. Michael Springman. He wrote a book called Visas for Terrorists. Where he goes over how the whole thing was done. The visa scandal.
Crazy.
All over this. You know, it was
crazy. Oh, this is a complete switch. We were just talking about 9/11. Now we're going to talk about health. Like I said, I don't know where we're going and what we're getting into today. It's going to be a little bit all over the place, but this is a win, I think, for Team Human. I think this is a win. Let's just hear what RFK has to say.
CMS, the Center for Medicaid and Medicare Services, is issuing billing guidance that allows clinicians to get paid for de-prescribing work for the first time care plans.
Say what you will about that dude, but what he just said is for the first time in history, doctors are going to start getting paid when they de-prescribe the people. When they desubscribe, when they take people off the medication. Isn't that something amazing finally for however long it's needed to happen? Can't we just understand as a group of humans that the medical system has literally just been feeding the symptoms? They've never ever one time ever wanted to fucking get you off of the medication. And for now, the first time in history, they are putting initiatives for the doctors to get paid to get people off of medication. Because currently how it was prior to that is that they would get paid to prescribe you poison that would mask symptoms, create more symptoms, and never fucking actually heal the root problem of whatever it is. For the first time in history, they will finally start getting people off of medications. I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to bring it up, talk about it a little bit. Oh, yeah. Let's hear what old Julian Dory has to say. You know who Julian Dory is? Friend of the show. Hopefully one day I'll get to meet this man. He's like one of the only, we're going to follow it. I don't know why I'm not following him, but he's one of the only people that still consistently, like every single week, putting out Epstein stuff, bro. Let's hear what he has to say about Elon and SpaceX.
There's also a stipulation in there. Can you pull up the first article, Beef? I think you already did, the CNBC one. But there's a part of that, I have it right here, where I'm just going to read this straight from the CNBC article. Musk's stock awards vest when, quote, permanent human colony is established on Mars. Musk was awarded 1 billion with a B, performance-based restricted shares in January. And again, I said this is first going public somewhere between $750 and $1,500 a share. So on 1 billion restricted shares, just based on initial public offering price, they would hypothetically be worth a minimum of $750 billion just right there alone, just on these performance shares. But in order for these performance shares to vest, the company has to establish, quote, a permanent human colony on Mars with at least 1 million inhabitants.
A colony on Mars with at least 1 million inhabitants?
According to the prospectus. SpaceX said the board approved the grant, and one piece of the performance is tied to, quote, specified market capitalization milestones across 15 equal tranches, unquote. The other is related to Mars, which Musk has long said he wants to colonize. Each vesting requires the meeting of a market cap milestone, meaning the valuation of the actual company, and human colony milestone, that in quotes, and all are, quote, subject to Mr. Musk's continued employment with us through the date on which achievement is certified by our board. And again, he's got 79 to 85% of the vote and controls that. Listen, this could be a moonshot clause, meaning they don't actually expect him to do that in his lifetime, let alone have colonize Mars, let alone have 1 million inhabitants on there. And they're just putting this out for some buzz and excitement. And the board voted on it and said, it's fine. We're not going to have to worry about this. Or it could be a realistic expectation, which opens up a Pandora's box of a lot of things. Hey, is this great? Are we getting to another planet? Are we also, flowing the survival of the human race? That's in a good scenario. Or is this also billionaire bunkers, everyone's going to die, and then they make sure they get off and they start their own fucking breakaway civilization somewhere and they're talking to the aliens?
That sounds a little bit more realistic to me. Which one does it sound like to you?
Possible. Pure spec, but possible.
Pure spec.
Red Rising. Yeah, back to the Red Rising book.
Yeah.
But can you go up one on that
one section? Yeah.
No, more.
The Cybertrucks, this one?
Yeah, this was the part I wanted to read because people forget. He merged X, Twitter, formerly Twitter, with XAI, which is under the umbrella of SpaceX, which to my understanding means, again, it's been a while since I was in finance, so a little rusty with all this. But as far as I would be concerned, that means X is now part of the public marketplace.
Interesting. Do you think he's going to make it? Do you think in our lifetime we're going to get some people to Mars, bro? I hear you, Richie Rose. I hear you. It just seems weird, right? Do you think we're going to get there? Oh, yeah. This one gets weird.
Childhood vaccines, and they all came back. Sent 5 childhood vaccines off to be tested to a very brave lab owner. He tested these 5 childhood vaccines, and they all came back positive, every single one of them. And this is statistically very important because when we tested 20 Pediasure feeding tube liquid samples for glyphosate, only 6 came back positive. So we were thinking if they come back positive at all, maybe it'll be one of them. But no, it was every single one of them. Now, the levels for the MMR vaccine were 25 times higher than the other vaccines.
Of glyphosate.
And we believe this is because that vaccine is the only one that's a live virus vaccine. And that means it has to have 25% of the vaccine has to be gelatin to stabilize the live virus. And that gelatin, of course, comes from pigs fed GMO grains sprayed with glyphosate. sent 5 childhood vaccines off to be tested.
Wow. Can you please just explain to me what information we have regarding what glyphosate does to the human body?
Here's what recent research says about glyphosate's impact on humans. There's quite a bit of disagreement among agencies and scientists. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency says glyphosate, when used as directed, doesn't pose risks and is unlikely to cause cancer. Health Canada reached a similar conclusion. However, the International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies it as probably carcinogenic, and some studies, like a University of Washington review, suggest a 41% increased risk of non-Hodgkin lymphoma with exposure. Other research links glyphosate exposure to liver and kidney issues, gut microbiome disruption, reproductive problems, and neurological concerns, like increased risk of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and neuroinflammation. Short-term contact can irritate skin, eyes, nose, and throat, and if swallowed, it can cause nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea.
To a very
Dang. That's kind of crazy. Why is that? Why do they want to put that in the vaccines? It just seems like that's just a cancer causing compound. It seems weird that they would be putting that in vaccines. Just seems weird to me. I don't know if it seems weird to you. If it seems weird to you, say hey, motherfucker, it seems weird to me. Cause that shit seems weird to me. What's up, Lacey Lane? Congratulations on your house, player. I'm pretty sure that's the correct Lacey, right? We got old Lacey Lane. Just got a new house, I'm pretty sure. Congrats. Dang, we got 8 people up over here on YouTube. Oh no, yeah, we got 7 on YouTube. Let's go, YouTube. If you're here, say hi. We've got 17 on Twitch. If you're here, just put a third eye or a bear emoji in the chat for Twitch so I can just get a kind of a roll call. If you're here on Facebook, please just put an alien emoji in the chat so I can get a kind of like a head count. A head count. Like I said, anytime I see this World Economic Forum thing in the back, bro, it automatically just makes me feel like super villain, you know, like they're trying to take over the planet, bro. They're trying to take us out. Let's just hear what is this? What is this one? Oh, the CEO of Citadel. Okay.
There's a huge question as to where AI will take us. And I was carefully taking notes and listening to what Larry has to say or to what Madame Lagarde has to say, because this is one of the big issues of our moment. Will AI create the productivity acceleration that is honestly that's hoped for in Washington and in the halls of government around the world as a way to overcome the profligate spending that we're currently engaged in? Like the world needs a savior. And the hope is that AI is the savior that we need for productivity.
Doesn't that just sound fucking gross? Like we just hope that AI is your savior. No more God, no more Jesus, no more spirituality. But AI is going to be your savior. AI is going to be the second coming. AI is going to control our entire world and just make everything so we can continuously get profits. Because that's what we hope. AI is the savior for productivity, right? That's what he was meaning. Is basically we hope that AI will become the savior to make it so that we never go poor and we're just rich forever. So you guys will say poor? Oh yeah. I fucking hate listening to this piece of shit talk, but let's just read what Illuminati Bot had to say. Donald Trump, during his 2026 Davos speech, touched upon the current housing market and how lowering housing costs for young people would destroy the wealth for the boomers. Every time you make it more affordable for somebody to own a house cheaply, you're actually hurting the people who already own the house and the value of it. I don't want to do anything to hurt the value of their house. If I wanted to crash the housing market, I could do it so fast that people could buy houses, but you would destroy people who already have houses.
To say one thing about housing, because nobody ever says this. I am very protective of people that already own a house.
Which is everyone who's old as fuck and still watches Fox News.
Of which we have millions and millions and millions. And because we have had such a good run, the house values have gone up tremendously. And these people have become wealthy. They weren't wealthy. They become wealthy because of their house. And every time.
So what I'm gathering is I think he's saying that the people who are already wealthy don't want to fuck their shit up to spread the wealth around to everyone else who is potentially a slave in the matrix, working a 9 to 5 every single day and barely getting by. We don't want to spread that wealth around. We don't want to change the housing market. We want people who already own a home to stay wealthy and the people who don't own homes to never have a house, actually. So, because if you have a house, then you get settled in and then you start to care about the place that you live, and then you start to care about the community, and then you start to raise a family, and then you start to have children. So we don't want anyone to own a house, actually. We want you to rent for the rest of your existence and never have a large enough living space to ever grab or gain a foothold under your feet so that you feel safe enough to bring children into this world.
Time you make it more and more and more affordable for somebody to buy a house cheaply, you're actually hurting the value of those houses, obviously, because the one thing works in tandem with the other. And I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the value of people that own a house who, for the first time in their lives, are walking around the streets of whatever city they're in, very proud.
They're not walking around any of the streets in the city that they live in. Because if they live in a city or a major city, all of the cities are rampant with fucking drugs and crime. All of the buildings look like they haven't been renovated in 20 fucking years. All of the fucking roads and the sidewalks haven't been taken care of. There's just a bunch of zombies walking around everywhere. They don't walk around their home. Get real, Trump.
That their house is worth $500, $600, $700,000. Now, if I want to really crush the housing market, I could do that so fast and people could buy houses.
Yeah, you should probably do that. Isn't that the American dream, right? They like try to say like it's the American dream to go to college and buy a house. I call bullshit. Fuck college.
But you would destroy a lot.
We've already went into like the guidance counselor and like student loans, how they never ever leave your credit ever, even after you die. Student loans are passed on to your children.
A lot of people that already have houses, in some cases they've mortgaged their house and the mortgage would be very low, and all of a sudden the mortgage without any changes becomes very high and they end up losing the house.
I just think it's fucked up. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about this guy. We're going to talk about Ori Solomon. Federal charges were dropped against Ori Solomon, who was the Israeli property manager connected to an illegal biolab in Las Vegas. Can you please provide me all applicable and relevant information to Ori Solomon, the Israeli property manager connected to the biolab?
Here's what I found about Ori Solomon. He's a 55-year-old Israeli citizen living in the U.S. on a non-immigrant visa. He manages dozens of short-term rental properties in Las Vegas and was the property manager for a house where authorities discovered a suspected illegal biological lab. Investigators found suspected biological materials, laboratory equipment, and hazardous waste at the site. Federal charges against Solomon for illegal firearm possession were recently dropped, but he still faces state-level charges in Nevada for allegedly disposing and discharging hazardous waste. He's been ordered to surrender his passport, remain in the U.S., and avoid possessing weapons. The investigation into the lab and his connections to property owner Jia Bei-Zhu, also known as David Hay, and Wang Xiaoyan is ongoing. Solomon has been released pending trial with a court date set in early June.
Weird. Weird, right? Weird. A biolab? Like the one in Wuhan, China? Where they were... Oh yeah, this one's crazy. Here's another health one for us.
And this is in tissue culture. It's laughable. It says here, malaria drug chloroquine does not inhibit SARS-CoV-2. So this study came out this week, and this is in tissue culture. So I looked at the study, and I thought, that's interesting. I don't know what happened there, but let me look at it. So then I saw KLU3 lung cells. So they said, hey, it may work in kidney cells, but it doesn't work in lung cells. So in our evidence, yeah, it can work in vitro in kidney cells, but not in lung cells, right? So I thought, well, that's interesting. So I worked at MD Anderson. I was in ocular oncology, and I thought about it. I said, I've heard of that cell line before, KLU3 lung cell. It's an adenocarcinoma. It's a lung cancer cell. So I tweeted, I corresponded with the author, and I said, I am so happy for your study. You just showed one of the most amazing things that I've ever seen. I never thought I would see something so clear. You just proved that when virus is around and chloroquine is around, chloroquine will let the virus attack a cancer cell.
Did you just catch that? Did you catch what he said? Chloroquine and a virus, when they're present in the same environment, that the chloroquine actually allows the virus to attack cancer cells, which could be used to cure cancer. You know, let me just ask real fast. Can you give me an estimate of how much total money has been spent on cancer research?
The total money spent on cancer research is difficult to pin down precisely, but recent global analyses give us some idea. From 2016 to 2020, public and philanthropic organizations worldwide invested about $24.5 billion. Another study identified over 107,000 cancer research awards, totaling $51.4 billion. And looking ahead, estimates suggest that by 2026, cancer drug research and development alone could reach $307 billion worldwide. So depending on how you measure and time...
$307 billion worldwide on cancer research, and we still don't even have any answers. Do you really think that they're spending the money to find how to cure cancer? Do you actually believe that that's happening? Or are these NGOs actually just funneling taxpayer money to research cancer? You're right. And if they did spend $300 billion on cancer research, how come it isn't just common knowledge on everything that you possibly could do to your body that causes cancer and actually be truthful? You know what I'm saying? They're going to tell you that the sun causes cancer. It does in most cases, but that's also just to scare you to not get out in the sun, which is actually very, very important for the human physiology to work efficiently, is that you need UV light and vitamin D and all of the things that the sun provides for us.
I think about that. So it will protect a normal cell, but chloroquine will not protect a cancer cell because they're dedifferentiated. The receptors are different. I mean, think about that. So I told him back, I said, thank you. That's the great. You completely misinterpreted the data. And you hid the fact they hid it. They put it all the way down. As you know, you have to look for the data set. So I found it in the appendix in little letters, KLU3 lung cells. This is the disinformation campaign that we are faced with. They put out a big thing and they said, oh, it doesn't work. They put it on Medical Express. That's it for chloroquine. It's unlikely to work against SARS-CoV-2. We just proved it. No, you proved chloroquine is one of the smartest drugs in history. It will let the viruses attack cancer cells, but not normal cells.
Crazy, right? It will let the viruses attack cancer cells and not normal cells. Ooh, this is one I've been waiting to get to. We're going to get to these two longer videos as soon as we watch this little clip. New breaking news. Detectives release audio interview of a woman who had dinner with the missing General Neil McCaslin the night before he vanished out of trace. Let's listen to this interview.
Was to a woman.
He was the head of Air Force Research Lab. To the point, the man's names are in the UFO documents that are going to be released. He's been that in depth, so he has a very high security clearance.
The first call a detective made wasn't to search the mountains. It was to a woman who had dinner with McCaslin the night before.
Yeah, so I called in trying to get hold of everyone. I'm actually walking into his favorite coffee shop right now to see if they've seen him. So I work with Mr. McCaslin on the Kirtland Partnership. He's a board member. He's a retired general with Air Force Research Lab.
Okay.
And we had dinner Thursday evening at Cervantes off of Gibson.
Okay.
At 6 o'clock with Space Force. And
he had dinner the night before he disappeared with the United States Space Force? Weird.
And what I noticed, I was shocked this morning when I saw the alert, because what I noticed Thursday evening is he wasn't his usual self. He was kind of spacey and quiet. And that happens happen. Some people sign it, but anything with it.
Right.
He left
They got him. You're right, Astro Strange. They got him.
in his vehicle, and then I called this morning. I called security forces out at Kirtland just to ensure he hasn't used his card out there, and he hasn't. He has an access based, and they're going to keep monitoring that area. But from what I understand, well, let me tell you this first. So
Yeah, he did have a high security clearance. He could have just been a time traveler. You know, he could have been the guy that was holding the cell phone at the Mike Tyson fight.
the evening, he was wearing a blue and white striped collared shirt, button down,
Okay.
and he was wearing a little name tag, his KPC name tag. And so, from what I understand, is he left the house. His wife didn't take anything. Was on the running trail, and it was last seen at 11 o'clock yesterday.
Right. Right. Does he carry like a security clearance or anything like that?
He has a very classified security clearance. He was the head of Air Force Research Lab.
The head of the Air Force Research Lab.
To the point, the man's names are in the UFO documents that are fixed to be released. He's in that in depth, so he has a
Keep up with all the information about who killed the scientists. Kevin is a human. It's a legend, bro. If you want to keep up with that stuff, we can come up over here to web and just go like this. Where's Neil McCaslin? Where you at, bud? Web. We'll come up over here to web. Let's just see what it says up over here in old McCaslin about these web files, player. Let's just see what it says in these web files. What can you tell me about Neil McCaslin? Yeah, see all the search results, homie? See all the search results, homie? Neil McCaslin, bro? Let's go. She just lied to that detective saying that he was in the UFO files because it's not really. But there is a Lambert McCaslin, a Gene McCaslin. There is a McCaslin present in the Manhattan Project. Kind of crazy, huh? Did I spell it right? Neil McCaslin. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, he's not in there. So let me just come over here real quick. I got to use the bathroom, get some coffee before we get into these two other videos, Bohemian Grove and the alien video. For some reason, it's saying that I'm just barely live again. I think Twitch just kicked me out, bro, or something. Weird. I don't know. It just said it kicked me out a second ago. Maybe not. Interesting. Okay. It kicked me too. And now it's saying that I've only been going for like 2 minutes. It's saying I've been only going for about 2 minutes, which is not right. Interesting. I don't know. They can never hold me down. They try to stop my message.
So you made reference earlier to organized groups that are behind this almost inconceivable effort to make children harm themselves. Satanist groups. What are those groups?
So there's a few of them that I'm familiar with, or that I've seen, I guess is a better way to put it. And it just actually reminded me of a conversation I want to show you, because a lot of it's senseless. So it's all senseless, but you know, even if they believe that what they're doing is right. So the Order of Nine Angles is one that I believe has been around a long time.
The Order of Nine Angles?
Yeah, or O9A they go by. They believe in a thing called culling, which is like, you know, they believe that they get power by harming other people.
They do. That's a real spiritual principle. That's what human sacrifice. That's what abortion is. That's what human sacrifice is.
Understood.
That's what, you know, every ancient religion was about that, from the Canaanites till present. Yeah, that is literally devil worship. You get power from hurting others.
And they believe that. I mean, they openly talk about it and use the words culling. Culling, yeah.
O9A.
O9A, and then I saw a reference recently to NLM, No Lives Matter. And if you don't mind, I can pull it out. I want to show you this conversation because the guy is, one of them is selling tickets to his suicide, and another one is he wanted to be murdered by, suicide by cop, but instead of just letting it happen that way, he was talking to one of these cultists, and he was deciding, should he, murder a bunch of people on the way out, and what group is he going to do it for? Right.
You don't need to. I mean, what we're watching is like, a country that needs an exorcism.
It seriously does, and that conversation, if you don't want to see it, that's okay. It's a guy that is just he's ready to end his life. Like, and I don't support hurting yourself in any way, shape, or form. But if you're going to do that, don't bring other people out with you.
The whole point of it is, suicide's an act of hostility. Anyone who's been around it can affirm that. So yeah. By the way, Jesus cast the demons, the legion of demons out of the man into the herd of pigs. What's the first thing they do? Kill themselves.
Oh yeah.
So
that's a good point.
Yeah, no, it's so obviously the product of possession. Order of 9 angles. What does that mean? 9 angles.
I genuinely don't know.
But it's been around a while.
Been around a while, yeah. Yeah, I do know that part.
And these are groups that are just like internet groups.
Yeah, but I think Order of 9 Angles also has like physical members that are not just internet. There's a combination between them and, like, let's just say 764 instead of, because there's a ton of subgroups that go underneath of it that do exactly the same thing. They have connections to these real life groups that, like, that will go out and, protest something or go burn a building down or, have you ever heard of, I don't want to go completely off to a different topic here, but we brought up swatting temporarily. Do you know what swatting is?
I do.
Okay. So I've been swatted 3 times just talking about these things online, by these guys, and, telling people that there's which I don't even have a wife, but my wife is tied to a chair. I got bombs in the windows and I'm going to kill any cop that comes in the door. And, I request these 911 calls because I know the cops in the area, and you could do Freedom of Information Act, or just request it from dispatch. And I hear it's not even like, it doesn't sound anything like me in any of these calls. But SWAT teams are coming to my house, and now they got the last one. They called my phone in advance and told me, hey, we got officers around the corner. Like, would you mind just coming out front to make sure everything's all good? And I'm out there with my coffee cup and did a little 360 around, and they just are trying to torture me, and they've been harassing my family. They've threatened my friends. They threatened me. They've death threats. You name it, they've done it.
What I find baffling is that you and I are talking about these groups. You're naming them. They've harmed you. They clearly harmed or killed other people. What kind of effort is there at the FBI to find these people?
Get your kids off of the game roadblocks right now. Do what is ever. Swatted means that they send cops to your house. Basically, someone says that someone's being murdered or something in your house, and then all of a sudden you get swatted and cops show up and raid your home. Insane. Get your kids off of the game roadblocks now. This group 764 is horrible. How much more we got of this? We'll just let this finish playing real quick.
Prosecute them.
It's just it's not I don't think that it's a lack of passion. I think that HSI, for example, all they're focusing on right now is immigration. Like, people are literally leaving their jobs because all the actual, from what I've been told, they are they're not focusing on investigations, especially in child crimes. They're just focusing on immigration. FBI, on the other hand, I don't think the passion isn't there. I think the problem is the resources and the skill set and the training that doesn't exist.
Well, if you have active Satanist groups trying to kill people in your country, it seems like that would be a priority. I mean, I know it's not like January 6th level priority, but like somewhere on the list, you would have to want to.
They're attacking your kids through the game roadblocks. Just telling you. Just telling you, bro. Roblox is not a good thing. Okay, I only got about 30 minutes left, so do we want to watch the Bohemian Grove one? Or do we want to watch the Alien one? You tell me. You tell me. Oh, real quick. We can do this. You guys see this new cool biblical angel shirt that I've got here? If you guys want to help support Trip Over Drip, directly support the channel, please head over to tripoverdrip.shop. Get some of our Team Human merch, the redacted release the pedophiles, stop protecting pedophiles, release their names. You know what I'm saying? We've got stickers, we've got tote bags. You know what I mean? Tripoverdrip.shop, all one word. Let me just drop it in the chat. Tripoverdrip.shop. Tripoverdrip.shop. If you want to just help support the channel, buy some coffee, help me get some blinker fluid. I currently have none. But yeah, help support the channel. You know what I mean? Check us out. We're just a bunch of humans just trying to raise the vibration of planet Earth. You know what I mean? Tripoverdrip.shop. Exclamation point merch. For Twitch, it's pinned to the top of the chat. Facebook, pinned to the top of the chat. YouTube, pinned to the top of the chat. Tripoverdrip.shop. Now let's get into this. You guys want to get into the aliens, bro? We are making waves. We are making waves.
Disturbingly consistent across thousands.
You guys want to hear about all the aliens? Aliens? And let me know in the chat. Aliens, bro. Whoa. Let me refresh this. Something's happening right here. Let me refresh this Facebook over here. Okay. Yeah. Your daughter was targeted on Roblox 3 years ago. I'm glad that is she okay, right? They did supposedly release another wave of stuff. What's up, aliens? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? We got 7 peeps on YouTube, Trip Over Drip on YouTube. We've got 8 peeps on Facebook, 10 peeps on Twitch. Let's fucking go, bro. Look at that, bro. That's like 25 people up in here. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much. For real, just thank you for being here. And thank you for showing up and hanging out with me while I just look at weird shit and talk about weird shit and just be a weird motherfucker.
The Greys. The Greys are the face of alien contact in modern human consciousness, and their appearance has remained disturbingly consistent across thousands of reported encounters spanning 7 decades. Standing roughly 3.5 to 4.5 feet tall, they possess disproportionately large heads with smooth gray skin that appears almost translucent under certain lighting conditions. Their most distinctive feature is their eyes, massive black almond-shaped voids that occupy nearly a third of their skull, with no visible iris, pupil, or white. Witnesses describe these eyes as completely emotionless, yet somehow intensely observing, absorbing every...
What's up, Abigail, Rose, Liz, Nick, Richie, what's up? What if we are, you're right, what if all life on Earth is freaking alien, bro?
Detail with an intelligence that feels both advanced and utterly alien to human experience. The Greys possess virtually no nose, only small nostril slits, and their mouths are typically described as thin lines that rarely open and never speak.
Wait a second, like this gray, even though it's not gray, it's kind of green. The green gray. Trip Over Drip logo. What's up? What's up? Tripoverdrip.shop. Just another plug for a gray alien.
Communicating instead through direct telepathic projection into the minds of those they encounter. Their bodies are frail and spindly, with long, thin arms ending in 3 or 4 fingers, and they move with an
I appreciate you, Cast the Chosen, for telling me I'm one of your favorite humans. I really appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much.
unsettling fluid grace that suggests either advanced technology compensating for physical weakness.
Real quick, everybody who is up on Facebook right now, let me just come up over here like this. If you guys want to help Trip Team Human and Trip Over Drip grow, could you please just head right over to freaking, we've gotten 4 followers since we've been live. Let's go. Trip Over Drip on YouTube. This is the chat. You know what I mean? Trip Over Drip, all one word. You could also, if you wanted to, here, I'll just put it in the chat. You know what I mean? I'll just put the link in the chat for everyone on Facebook that wants to come over to Trip Over Drip on YouTube. Hit the follow button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs. If you come over from Facebook to YouTube, if you could just smash the like button on YouTube, comment a red, a yellow, or a green heart, that would be awesome. I would appreciate that so much. And then also, if you wanted to just even help Trip Over Drip grow even more, you could download or head over to Twitch. I'll drop that link in the comments as well. I'll drop that one in the Twitch comments as well if people aren't already over it on Twitch. Trip Over Drip. Please hit the follow buttons when you get there. I appreciate all of you. We've got some subscriber goals. We've got 1,000 for YouTube. The goal is to hit 1,000, obviously, on Twitch. Head over to Trip Over Drip on Instagram. I'm trying to hit 100,000 followers. And then most of you guys are from the Facebook. Trevor Hess, 540. The goal's 550. Thank you guys for just always loving and supporting me, bro. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. Me and Queen Trip were actually talking about it last night. Like, I wonder if these guys actually think that, when we're at home just chatting amongst ourselves, that we talk about you guys, and we do, bro. We love you guys. Everybody who's up in here every single day, we just love you guys, and we talk about you so much, for real, because you guys mean the world to us. You just keep the motivation and the love just going, bro. But yes, Melissa, I'll reach out to you today and we'll chat more about that. I know that you didn't hit the last meeting. Melissa Clark, Astro Strange, Brittany, and Monica have all been offered moderators. They're going to be part of the research team. If you want to be part of the research team, DM me on the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, then ask for the Discord if you like it. I've posted it a few times. But if you're interested in being on the Trip Over Drip research team, which is basically we're going to have like a weekly meeting Sunday evenings where we all just get on a FaceTime Zoom call type thing. We all just chat and talk about the topics, then things that we're all collectively interested in. And then those are the things that we're going to talk about for the streams moving forward, having multiple people having 11 people. Oh, dude, we're almost, dude, if we hit 20 concurrent viewers on YouTube, bro, that will be the most I've ever hit. Dang, we're at 11 right now. Let's go. The average view duration is 20 minutes on YouTube. Hell yeah. But yeah, so we're just going to, create a little research team. Obviously, I really want this to grow and become an actual thing for a foundation for. What's up, A Bean Rose? Hell yeah. Thank you for coming from Facebook. Let's go. Let's go. And so, okay, Cass, I'll drop the Discord chat again. Like, if you guys want to become a part of the research team, we are going to get a Google document ready that everyone on the research team will have access to. We'll basically game plan at the beginning of the week what we're going to be talking about the following week. So we obviously have to get this moving, but so it'll be like a weekly meeting for next week, so like and then throughout the whole week, we all just do our own research. We'll be posting the stuff. I'm dropping it right now, Richie Rose. I'm dropping it right now in all chats. If you want to become on the Trip Over Drip research team, make sure you join the Discord. I'm dropping it in all chats right now. Discord. Join the Discord. When you get to Discord, everybody in the Discord will give you a grand old warm welcome. You know what I mean? And then just make sure that in the Discord, you just reach out and let me know. You know what I mean? I got you. I'm honestly, what I'm going to plan on doing too is once we actually get a solidified team of people who want to do this, is that we'll have like weekly meetings, and then to be honest, there will be training, I guess you could say. So I need someone that wants to, people that want to, I didn't see you, Cass the Chosen. Yeah, just go to the chit chat group that I sent the link to and just comment something or DM me on Discord. Yeah. We will talk after this. But yeah, basically it's just going to be, and I'll train anyone who needs to be trained, whether it's on how to use certain platforms, whether it's on the specific way I like to edit clips so that someone could maybe take on the role of editor, you know, someone that I can just send clips to, long form clips, little clips, and they just learn. I will even provide you my logins to the pro editing app that I use, CapCut, and you'll be able to have my login so you have access to all the pro features, and then I will teach you exactly how I want things edited, whether it's a whole ass stream or a 20-minute clip on YouTube or a 3-minute clip. You know what I'm saying? So if we're growing, bro. We got fucking 14 peeps, bro. We got 14 peeps, bro. On YouTube, let's go. On YouTube, let's go. If you're reaching out to me on Discord right now about wanting to be on the research team, I obviously won't see them right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go ahead. If you joined my Discord, I'm going to @ everyone in the chit chat right now, so everyone will get it. If you get the @ everyone, trip over drip. Your name is Social Mouse. Okay, I will look for Social Mouse. Anyways, let's just keep watching this. There you go. I see Social Mouse typing right now. Okay, let's get back into this video. But yeah, if you want to be a part of the Trip Over Drip research team, really become part of Trip Over Drip, really help the Team Human Trip Over Drip grow, it's going to be grand. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. Eventually, like I've said many times, my 5-year goal is to be able to buy a large enough property and bring all of the people that are a part of Team Human to come to this property and live in a community that's disconnected from everybody, and we just be self-sufficient and actually teach all the humans and all the families and all the peeps what it means to be human, right? What's up, C. Porter? Hell yeah. So if you want to be a part of that, I appreciate all of you guys so much. Let's keep going.
Or a fundamentally different relationship with gravity. The first widely publicized encounter occurred in 1961 when Betty and Barney Hill reported being taken aboard a craft in New Hampshire and subjected to medical examination by beings matching this exact description. Since then, the Greys have appeared in abduction accounts from Brazil to Japan, from Australia to Scandinavia, with witnesses who have never met describing identical details down to the texture of their skin.
What do you mean? From all over the world. He said all over the world. Well, he said all over the world. All over the world, huh? What platform is better? Well, see, I'm going to need a group of people that are willing to just, I guess, call certain platforms their home base. And some people just chill on Facebook. Some people just chill on YouTube. Some people chill on Twitch so that we can just keep all the platforms rolling. So if you prefer YouTube, I would love for you just to chill on YouTube when I'm streaming. If you love Facebook and you want to be a part of the team, I would love for you just to chill on Facebook. If you love Twitch, I would definitely love for you just to chill on Twitch. Wherever you love to hang out, just hang out there. Hopefully we can get spread all across. It's not from my phone. I actually fixed it, Cobra. It's going through the same streaming platform I use to stream on YouTube and Twitch. It's just set up like it's on a phone. It's vertical on Facebook. But yeah, let's look at these images of cave art about aliens, bro. Where is it at? No, I want cave art. We want cave art. Not cage art. You mean like these alien pictures on a cave wall? Or like something like this on a cave wall? Or how about like the picture of this alien that's on a cave wall? You know what I mean? Like, it seems to me back like during that period of time, bro, you would only really spend time to draw something on a cave that was actually meant something to you, right? Especially in this one, like, okay, so there's like, oh, that's just like a picture. That's not actually. Or how about this 10,000-year-old rock painting depicting aliens? That seems weird. It just seems sus.
And the cold, clinical efficiency of their examinations. They are associated primarily with medical experimentation, genetic sampling, and what abductees describe as a breeding program, though their ultimate purpose remains as opaque as their black eyes. The consistency of description across cultures and decades suggests either a genuine phenomenon or the most successful mass psychological imprint in human history. The reptilians.
Okay, before we get into the reptilians, can you please just comment one elite that you are for sure is a reptilian? Who do you think's the reptilians? We can definitely probably say, let's see here, who? Katy Perry's a reptile for sure. I know you've seen the video of her throat breathing. There's a whole bunch of them, but if you could pick one person to point out right now who's the reptilian, who is the reptilian, and it probably is the Rothschilds, Cass, you're right.
The reptilians exist at the intersection of ancient mythology and modern conspiracy, described as a humanoid species with distinctly reptilian features that allegedly operates in the shadows of human civilization and has done so for thousands of years. Standing between 6 and 8 feet tall, they possess scaly skin in shades of green, brown, or
the monarchy.
Occasionally gold.
Yeah, if Elon's not a reptile, he's definitely a robot.
With vertical slit pupils identical to those of Earth's reptiles. Their faces combine human and serpentine characteristics, with prominent brow ridges, sharp angular cheekbones, and mouths that can unhinge slightly wider than human anatomy allows, revealing rows of sharp pointed teeth. Some accounts describe them as possessing small ridges or crests along their skulls and spines, while others report completely smooth, scaled heads. Unlike the Greys, reptilians are described as physically powerful, muscular, and aggressive, with some witnesses claiming they possess the ability to shapeshift or project holographic disguises to move undetected among humans.
Weird. They could, like, shapeshift? You're saying they're shapeshifters?
The modern reptilian hypothesis was popularized in the 1990s by conspiracy theorists who claim these beings occupy positions of power within governments.
Weird. You think they freaking occupy positions of power and have infiltrated our governments? Do you think there are reptiles in our government?
Corporations and religious institutions secretly manipulating human affairs toward unknown ends. However, the concept of reptilian humanoids appears much
Whoa, why did his accent just change?
Earlier in human mythology, from the Naga serpent beings of Hindu and Buddhist tradition dating back over 2,000 years, to the dragon kings of Chinese folklore, to the serpent in the Garden of Eden itself.
In the serpent of the Garden of Eden itself.
Accounts describe reptilians as cold-blooded in both physiology and temperament, operating with ruthless logic and viewing humans as either resources to be exploited or livestock to be managed.
Or consumed and eaten like the children in the Epstein files.
Unlike the Greys, who are reported as emotionless but not malicious, reptilians are consistently described as deliberately hostile, supremacist, and contemptuous of human life. Whether they represent suppressed ancestral memory of a predecessor species, interdimensional entities, or psychological projection of humanity's predatory fears remains a matter of intense debate. The Nordics. The Nordics appear as the most unsettling type of alien, precisely because they look almost exactly like humans, specifically humans of Northern European descent.
Of Northern European descent? You mean like blonde hair and blue eyes?
And this similarity raises questions far more disturbing than monsters ever could. Described as standing between 6 and 7 feet tall, they possess perfect symmetrical features, flawless pale skin, platinum blonde or white hair, and brilliant blue or occasionally green eyes that witnesses describe as containing an otherworldly depth and clarity. Both male and female Nordics are reported as strikingly beautiful by conventional human standards, athletic and graceful in movement, and typically wearing simple form-fitting jumpsuits in white, silver, or pale blue. Unlike the clinical Greys or hostile reptilians.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie. She probably is for sure.
Nordics are consistently described as benevolent, communicating in perfect unaccented English or the native language of the contactee, often delivering messages about nuclear weapons, environmental destruction, and humanity's need for spiritual evolution. The first major Nordic contact case occurred in 1952, when George Adamski claimed to have met a being named Orthon in the California desert.
George Adamski. Let's look at this, actually. Let's see if it's in here. George Adamski. He claimed to have met the Pleiadians, huh? Let's see what it says here up on old web. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, let's see what it has to say. The FBI file on George Adamski, the most famous UFO contactee of the 1950s, had an extensive presence in this collection. The document is dedicated the George Adamski final PDF, spanning hundreds of pages. He appears across multiple sections of the Bureau's main flying disc HQ file and the UFO contactee magazine archive. Who was he, according to the FBI? The Bureau's profile is remarkably detailed. George Adamski was born April 17th, 1981 in Poland. He entered the U.S. in 1983, served in the Army from 1913 to 1916, or 1891, sorry. He worked as a painter at Yellowstone in flour mills and in concrete before beginning to lecture on philosophy in 1926. Here's the documents. He lived at the Palomar Gardens Cafe 5 miles east of Raccoon, California, at the fork of the road leading to the Mount Palomar Observatory, a location that became central to his saucer narrative. The FBI describes him in blunt terms. San Diego police call him a crackpot. Locals considered him mentally unstable. The file notes his title of professor is a nickname and that he had no college degree. His wife, Mary, and they had no other children. His physical description includes 5'8", 7'1". The core claim is Adamski, co-author of Flying Saucers Have Landed with Desmond Leslie in 1953, published by a British book center in New York City. By December of that year, it was already in its 5th printing, having sold over 100,000 copies at $3.50 each. His central claim is that he had been taken on a trip around the moon in an interplanetary ship piloted by a man from Venus. He also claimed to have photographed flying saucers and that a little man from a spaceship had taken a photographic plate up from him on the California desert, only to return it days later with writings from another planet. What the fuck? What the hell? Crazy. Oh, guys, that's pretty much it for today. It's pretty much it for today. Queen Trip's coming home on her lunch break in about 8 minutes. Just want to get the house ready, make it a little cleaned up. I like to do that when she comes home and just have the area that she steps into the house just be the vibes right. You know what I mean? It's not cluttery. It's not dirty. It just is clean, good air flowing, because I don't like her to just feel any sort of anxiousness or discomfort the second that she comes into the house. This is her safe haven. This is where she's supposed to escape the anxiety and escape all of that stuff. So I just like to have the kitchen cleaned up a little bit. I like to have, a lunch switch up. You're right. She's coming back home instead of me going to her work. You're right. I just like to just allow her transition from the world, the public, the matrix into our home, our safe place that we've created. I like that transition energetically to be smooth for her. Y'all, can we just take some deep breaths, bro? You guys want to take some deep breaths with me for a minute? And then I'll leave you guys with a little something. It's pretty simple. You just have to just listen and breathe, bro. Like we talked about in the beginning of the stream, breath is magical, bro. Fill your lungs. Blow all of the air out of your lungs. Fill them up. Blow all the air out. Fill them up. Blow all the air out. Planet Earth is crazy, bro. It's hard, you know? It's hard to be a human on planet Earth, and some of y'all might have just rolled out of bed today and didn't want to even do planet Earth today, didn't want to do the human experience. And I'm just here to tell you I'm proud of you for the ones that couldn't get out of bed today but did anyways. I'm proud of you guys for the ones who have had goals and have accomplished them as of recently. I see you guys. I hear you guys. I look at all of your guys' stuff. I see your comments, and you guys just mean so much, and I'm just so proud of all of you. Because you have to really think about it, bro. Majority of the humans on planet Earth right now are just doom scrolling and rotting away. They're not taking the brave steps forward to inner divinity. They're not the ones that are on the healing journey, trying to heal childhood trauma. They're not the ones that are taking care of their physical bodies and breathing and touching the earth and getting exercise. There's a specific set of humans on planet Earth right now that are taking the necessary steps to save planet Earth, and it all starts with just starting to love yourself. Because when you love yourself and you've loved yourself for long enough, inevitably, it just as naturally happens that once you reach a certain level of self-love, the love just leaks out to everything and everyone. Because that's really all this is just love, right? Love is like the purest vibration. And if nobody's told you today, I love you. Have a blessed day. Go out there and just do something random and kind and nice to a stranger. Call someone that you haven't called in a long time and tell them that you love them. Check in with them. Make sure that they're okay. You never know. You might save somebody's life. Message your mom if she's still around and just say I love you, because she might not be here tomorrow. You never know. This thing called life isn't promised to us. And the more we are just grateful for the life and the days that we do have on planet Earth and the people we do have in our lives, and we just continuously remain in the present moment and experience gratitude, and you deep breathe. Those are the two things you can do right now, every single day, to regain your presence in the present moment, is to be grateful and to breathe intentionally. Those things take your attention into this moment, because the other moments don't actually exist. They're all just feedback loops in your mind, whether you're trying to predict a fantasy future or you're stuck in the pain of the past that doesn't exist. It's only something that's in your mind. The only moment that exists in the present moment is this one. And I'm just so grateful that I got to spend it with you. I love you, Team Human. I'll see you guys later.